we always care about the two nature, the ocean and the land, which is if the land is happy, the ocean is happy, because everything under the ocean, water, um, it's all connected to the land. Everything that you mention on land, it's also mentioned in the ocean. But this kind of stuff, it's all coming from the fishermen that come and fish in our water. It's illegal for them to fish into 200 nautical miles from land, but when we saw this or we find this in the reef, it's really sad when we see this because it's all like ring or reefs. Everything we need is just close to where we can harvest or fish. Yeah, the only thing they left behind is a piece of net, nothing for us. Because the life in the village has been changed and things like this we reuse. So as soon as we see this, we are a bit upset. And the next thing we see is how can we reuse? Because we don't burn them because it polluted the air. So we find a way out to reuse. So we use this as an amek, and it's also reused as a fence. So we fence around our crops. Put this up just to protect the chooks. So all these things are found on the beach or out in the ocean if you're fishing on the outrigger canoe. We have to go and pick them up. We reuse. We find out that it's solid and strong. We're so not happy to find this around our waters or on the reef because these lines they get caught in the reef. And what it does, it just by the movement, it caught into the reef and it just break off the reef. And the good thing about this is when we find, so we cut them up into two pieces and it's all open up. And so we use them to collect water. Our ancestors, the people that walked before us, they know exactly where the areas where what kind of fish are situated, and it's all managing by the reef. So if the reef is damaging, then the fish on the reef, above the reef, past the reef, they're suffering and they're moving. Through Vanuatu, the government has already authorized the fisheries officer with the chief, and the officers from the fisheries have to give a bit of a knowledge of why we're preserving the areas, but they live in a section areas where they can survive. So we're just going to be careful the way that we fish at this stage because we have to remember our next generation. The next generation have to enjoy the similar enjoyment that we have enjoyed that with our ancestors or our great-grandparents. And this is the voice I want to put out there and to everyone that is really want to walk close and take this up. I would say put our hands together to look after our ocean. They're really meaningful to us.